Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2019 format. On one side, we've got the Mewtwo Mew GX deck, as used by Henry Brand, the Masters Division World Champion of 2019, going up against the Blacephalon GX deck, as used by Shintaro Ito, the runner-up of that year. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account, @Holland_Phantom, so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with it out of the way, let's get into the battle. And here we go, the battle has started, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Mewtwo side, we've got Mewtwo Mew GX as the active Pokemon, and on the Blacephalon side, we've got Blacephalon GX as the active Pokemon. The Blacephalon side is going first, playing Cherish Ball as their item, searching the deck for Dedenne GX to add to their hand. And there's Dedenne GX coming down, activating its ability, Dene Change. Now the player gets to discard their entire hand and draw 6 brand new cards. Really good ability for drawing into the deck, but it can only be used once per turn. Next Pokemon played down is going to be Poipole, which is going to be evolving into Naganadel in a future turn, and a second Blacephalon comes into play. A Fire Energy is hooked up to the active Pokemon, and the support is going to be Lily. And since it's played on the first turn, the player can draw up until they have 8 cards in hand, instead of the usual 6. There's all the cards being drawn. And now we see a Stadium coming down, Ultra Space. The player activates Ultra Space, searching the deck for any Ultra Beast Pokemon to add to their hand once per turn. And the one chosen is going to be another Poipole. So that is 4 Pokemon on the bench so far in the first turn of the game. Another item is played, Mysterious Treasure, discarding a card from the player's hand to then search the deck for any Psychic Pokemon or Dragon Pokemon to add to their hand. And there's a chosen card. I can't tell what it is though, it's a little off camera. It might be another Poipole, or it might be a Naganadel. Okay, got added to the hand. And that's going to be it for the turn. Now over to the Mewtwo side, let's see what they can do. Another Mewtwo and Mew GX come down onto the bench. And they're going to be starting off with their own Cherish Ball, searching the deck for any GX Pokemon. And the one chosen is going to be Solgaleo GX. Okay, there's a card being added to the hand. And now the player is going to be activating Ultra Space on their opponent's side to search their deck for their own Ultra Beast. And they're going to be choosing Naganadel GX. So that's 2 Pokemon added to their hand. Okay, and they're going for a third one with another Cherish Ball, searching the deck for another GX Pokemon. This time it's going to be their own Dedenne GX to probably draw some more cards out of the deck. But first, they play Acrobike, looking at the top 2 cards of the deck. They can keep one in hand and discard the other one. And there's the attachment. It's going to be a Fire Energy coming down to the active Mewtwo and Mew. And then we see Dedenne GX coming down, activating its ability, discarding their entire hand to draw 6 brand new cards. So all those Pokemon that were added to their hand earlier just got sent to the discard pile, as Mewtwo and Mew's ability Perfection can copy the attacks of all EX and GX Pokemon in play or in the discard pile. The next Stadium comes down is going to be Giant Hearth, discarding a card from the hand, and now the player can search their deck for any 2 Fire Energies to add to their hand. There's 1 Fire Energy, and there's the second one. And despite being a Psychic-type Pokemon, Mewtwo and Mew mostly use Fire Energy to attack in this deck. Speaking of Fire Energy, the player activates Welder to accelerate 2 Fire Energies onto the active Pokemon and then draw 3 cards. So we've got 3 energy on the active Mewtwo and Mew GX so far. Another item is played, Pokegear 3.0, searching the top 7 cards of the deck for any supporter that they can add to their hand. And then one chosen is going to be another Welder. The rest of the cards get shuffled back into the deck, and now they have another supporter for the following turn to accelerate even more Fire Energies. Okay, now it looks like Mewtwo and Mew are going for the attack, using their Perfection ability to copy Solgaleo's Turbo Strike attack, hitting for 120 damage. And now over to the Blacephalon side. Okay, both Poipole evolve into Naganadel. Each one has the ability called Charging Up to get discarded energies onto themselves, which they're now activating. Let's see what the energies are going to be. Okay, so it looks like each one's going to be getting a Fire Energy attached onto itself. Now Blacephalon has 3 energy in play. There we see another Mysterious Treasure being activated, discarding another Fire Energy to search the deck for another Psychic or Dragon Pokemon. And the next one is going to be a third Poipole coming down onto the bench. And now Blacephalon's got a full bench on their side. Okay, the player's just making space for everything to be seen on camera now. And there's the supporter for the turn, Cynthia. The player can now shuffle away their entire hand to draw 6 brand new cards. So let's see what they get out of these new cards. There's the cards being drawn. And there's the deck coming back down. A Fire Energy comes down to the bench Blacephalon. And now the player's going to be activating the opponent's Giant Hearth to discard a card from their hand to search the deck for 2 more Fire Energies. There's the 2 Fire Energies being chosen. Although they cannot attach any more for the remainder of this turn, as they already attached to the benched Pokemon. And that's going to be the attack. They're using their GX attack, Burst GX, discarding one of their prize cards, but since it's a Fire Energy, it can be attached to any Pokemon on their side, which comes down to the benched Blacephalon. And just like that, Blacephalon is down to 5 remaining prizes. Now over to the Mewtwo side. The player starts off by using Giant Hearth, discarding another card from their hand, to search their deck for 2 more Fire Energies. And we already know that they have the Welder in hand, so they can accelerate these 2 energies right away. And there's the Welder coming down. Both Fire Energy are equipped to the benched Mewtwo and Mew. And there's 3 cards being drawn. And it looks like the Giant Hearth is being replaced by another stadium, Viridian Forest. Discarding another card from the hand. It looks like it was a Macargo GX being sent to the discard pile. And now the player can search their deck for any basic Pokemon, basic energy to add to their hand. And the one chosen is going to be a Psychic Energy this time. The Psychic Energy is equipped onto the benched Mewtwo and Mew. And now the player activates another Acrobike to look at the top 2 cards of their deck once again, keep one and discard the other. And there's the attack. Copying Turbo Strike once again to take the KO against Blacephalon, and now Mewtwo and Mew take 2 prizes. Okay, turn passes back over to the Blacephalon side. The second Blacephalon comes into the active spot. And let's see what they can do. The player starts off by using both Nog and Adele to get 2 more Fire Energy equipped onto themselves. And now the player activates Beast Ring. It can only be used if the opponent has either 3 or 4 prizes remaining, and they can search their deck for up to 2 basic energy cards to attach to one of their Ultra Beasts. So that we see 2 more Fire Energy coming down into one of the Nog and Adele. That's a lot of energy on the Blacephalon side. And now the player activates Viridian Forest to search the deck for another basic energy. And this time it's going to be a Psychic Energy as well. Okay, and the manual attachment for the turn is going to come down to the Poipole. And there's the attack. It's going to be Mind Blown, sending 6 cards to the Lost Zone, hitting for 50 damage times the number of energy cards sent, for a total of 300 damage, taking a 1-hit KO against Mewtwo and Mew, and taking 3 prizes, as it was a tag team Pokemon. And just like that, Blacephalon is down to 2 more prizes remaining. Okay, over to the Mewtwo and Mew side. The next tag team Pokemon comes up. Another Cherish Ball is played to add a Reshiram and Charizard to the hand. There we see another Fire Energy coming down to the Mewtwo and Mew, so they're fully powered up to use any attack. Viridian Forest is activated, sending their Reshiram and Charizard to the discard pile, and now Mewtwo and Mew can copy their attacks. The Viridian Forest searches out a Fire Energy. And then we see a third Mewtwo and Mew coming down. Another Welder is played, attaching just a single Fire Energy onto the benched Mewtwo and Mew, and then drawing 3 more cards. Did they get any more energy cards off this? And it looks like they did, and they're going straight for the attack, copying the Flare Strike attack from Reshiram and Charizard, taking a 1-hit KO against Blacephalon and taking 2 more prizes. And now both sides are tied at 2 remaining prizes apiece. Over to the Blacephalon side, one of the Naga and Adele comes into the active spot. And it looks like the player does not have any attackers ready. Okay, they're going to be starting off by using Viridian Forest to discard a card from the hand to search the deck for a Fire Energy. Okay, Fire Energy comes into the player's hand. And next they play Welder, attaching both Fire Energy onto the bench Poipole. Okay, it looks like they're going to be looking for Naganadel GX to close out this game. And yes, that's exactly what they got. Naganadel GX comes into play. And there's the Psychic Energy. It could be using its Venom Shot. All we gotta do is get this active Pokemon out of the active spot. It uses Charging Up to get a discarded Fire Energy onto itself to pay the retreat cost. And now Naganadel GX comes into the active spot to close out the game. And there's the attack Venom Shot, discarding 2 energy to hit Dedenne GX for 170 damage to take the final 2 prizes in the final KO. And there's the Handshake. Blacephalon GX is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.